Okay, on my channel, I've shown some amazing card effects using Quasi-Bessey sequences of order 16. Now, up till now, I haven't had an easy way of getting a packet into that arrangement, okay? And so what I'm sharing with you today is something I just received from Werner Miller. Now he's the famous magician, well, he's famous magician for a lot of reasons, but he came up with something called a triangle deal that allows you to convert a packet of 8 cards into a Bessie sequence of order 8. Well, he's come up with a really slick, similar looking conversion technique for rearranging a packet of 16 cards into a quasi-Bessie sequence of order 16. Okay, so this is going to be a real lifeline to those who are wanting to use quasi-Bessie sequences, but you found it difficult to get the cards into that organization. Okay, so that's what I'm sharing with you today. Okay, so I have 8 red cards and 8 black cards to kind of illustrate this. So we'll go ahead and just stack these randomly. Okay, so we're going to change this to a quasi-Bessie sequence of order 16. Okay, so the way we're going to do it is, if you remember what he did for packets of 8, he dealt out individual cards into this triangle configuration. Now what I'm doing differently is I'm pushing off pairs of cards. Okay, so that's the only difference here. I'm pushing off 2 cards at a time, but I'm dealing them in exactly the same way that he dealt out the cards into a triangle configuration for ordinary Bessie sequences of order 8. And then we stack in the same way that we did before. That's just fine. Okay. Now the only additional step that we have to do is we have to perform just one mange shuffle. Now what's nice is you can do either an over-under or an under-over. So let's go ahead and just do an over-under. So you go like over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Okay? And then as you can check, for those who are familiar with quasi-Bessie sequences of order 16, it won't take you long to detect that. You'll go, oh, okay, I can see. That's actually the arrangement that we need the cards in to be able to pull off the spectacular card magic that the quasi-Bessie sequences enable you to do. Okay, so this is now a special arrangement of the cards that will not be harmed by dozens of different systematic shuffling procedures that are commonly used today. So I thought we would just turn this into kind of a card effect to show that. So one of the things that you can do with this special arrangement is you can deal out the cards into 2 piles as many times as you like. That's not an exaggeration. With random stacking decided by the spectator. They decide this. Okay, so you can do as many of those as you like. You can also deal out into 4 piles. Okay, so 4 piles, and the stacking here can be done from left to right, right to left, or leapfrog stacking. So just, stacking from left to right, it, of course, would look like this. Okay, why don't we just do one more, and then maybe we'll we'll do a leapfrog stacking. But as before, you can do as many of these as you like. You truly can. You can do 20 of these if you like, if the spectator calls for that. Okay, so we'll go from right to left. This time we'll do leapfrog. This one leaps over its neighbor. This one leaps over its neighbor. Random stacking here. You want left on right. So these are all dealing and stacking procedures that won't harm the arrangement of the cards here. Okay, we can actually do as many up jogs, even or odd, that you like. So here I'm just jogging forward the even position cards, those in positions 2, 4, 6, 8, and so forth. Strip those out, random stack, right on left. Okay, very good. You can actually do a Pharaoh shuffle if you like. They're like I said, go to my channel, go to Bessie sequences and quasi-Bessie sequences, and you'll see the many, many shuffles that you can do with this packet and not harm it. Okay, so after you've mixed it to the content of the spectator, and I just want to show you that you know, if you even displayed these for the spectator, sorry, if you can see them, they're going to look at that and think, okay, that's an utter mess. It's going to look like a mess to them. It really will, okay? But you can actually convert it back to reds versus blacks very easily, okay? Let me just give you the logic here. We got it into this special arrangement. You know, remember when we had 8 red, 8 black, random stack those, and then we got it into the special arrangement by putting out 2, 2, 2 into this triangle, stack in opposite order, and then we perform one mange shuffle. Well, to undo that, the inverse for the mange shuffle is the Klondike. Okay, so that's the first step. So to convert it back, you just perform one Klondike shuffle. That's all you have to do. This is where I'm taking the top and bottom off as one. And then you just repeat the triangle deal. Okay, it's exactly the same as before. So you here, when, once again, I'm pushing off pairs this time. Okay, when we have just 8 cards, we just deal off the top card, right? We deal 1 card at a time. Here for 16 cards, we deal 2 at a time. That's the only difference. Okay, and then, yep. And then we always pick up first the pile that was dealt out first, the cards that were dealt out first, right here, and you go in opposite order. Okay, and we're finished. We've actually separated the red from the blacks. Well, you may not believe that, so let's go ahead and just deal out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just dealt out the top cards. And there we go. There are the reds. And then there are the blacks. Now, you have to realize that I'm just using reds and blacks as proxies. Okay? So you can have anything standing in for the red cards or anything standing in for the black cards. So for example, these could be all face cards and these could be number cards. These could be Fibonacci value cards and non-Fibonacci value cards. These could be all spades. These could be all hearts. Well, that's kind of similar. Spades and then maybe clubs. So any kind of division that you would like, if you follow the steps that I showed you, this is going to work for you. Okay, so this is maybe a bit of a utility move, but it's a way to quickly convert a packet of 16 cards to a Quasi-Bessey sequence of order 16. Mix that packet, and then convert it back and watch the spectator be blown away as to, okay, how in the world did you pull that off with all of the random choices you gave me, spectator, along the way. So anyway, so thank you for watching, and I'll include a link to the playlist for Bessie sequences and Quasi-Bessey sequences if you don't know what those are already. And there's many applications of those that are extremely surprising and have never been seen before, because these Bessie sequences are a relatively new discovery in mathematical card magic. So take a look at the Absolute Math Magic channel and see if there's other videos of interest to you there. So thank you again.